Hello, Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens Cat Ambassador Program. My name's Anthony Stanger, and I'm applying for the 2019 Trainer's Assistant for the season. And today is February 2nd of 2019. The weather forecast is about 45 degrees and cloudy, and there are about 8 people in attendance for our little animal encounter or talk today. Behind me, where'd she go?
She's over there.
Oh, hello. Behind me, we actually have one of our cheetahs here. Her name is Sonura. She is 13 years old, going on 14. She's actually our oldest cheetah here at Wildlife Safari. And cheetahs typically, on average, live about 10 years out in the wild. So Sonura has definitely surpassed that, but in zoos or in captivity, they can live up to be in their late teens. We actually had the oldest cheetah here at Wildlife Safari that lived up to be 18 years of age, which is pretty old. So we're hoping that Sonura will also live up to that, if not longer than that. Cheetahs, of course, are known for their speed. They can go to 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. They can reach their top speed of 65 to 70 miles an hour. So they're really fast. So if you guys want to think about it, if you guys ever go down on the interstate or a highway, going at that speed, you're going as fast as a cheetah. And unfortunately, cheetahs can only withstand that high speed for a very short period of time, and only for a couple yards as well. But after they have sprinted at their top speed, they do need to take a nice long break. But they have a lot of cool adaptations that allow them to be able to run at that top speed, or help them running at that top speed. I don't know if you guys can see, but she has a really long tail, and that actually acts as a rudder to help be able to take quick turns chasing her meal, but also help with balance as well. So that's really cool. Cheetahs also have what's called semi-retractable claws. So your house cat at home actually have fully retractable claws, but with semi-retractable claws, they always have their claws out. And those actually act essentially just like running cleats when you're playing sports like soccer or football, to help with traction. Another cool adaptation that they have is that they also have infused ankles. As they grow older, they infuse and make it a nice solid ankle, so that way when they are running at that top speed and they do hit a hole or something like that, they don't get a sprained ankle or roll their ankle. So it helps with that as well. Now, cheetahs have many spots. They have up to as many from 2,000 to 3,000 spots, and they actually serve as 2 purposes. The one purpose that a lot of people might know already is that they act as camouflage for them. But the main reason for their spots is that it helps with thermoregulation. So running at that top speed does take a lot of energy, and it definitely makes the cheetah overheat a little bit. So those spots actually help expel or release that heat. If you want to think about it, you guys might wear like mesh shirts or jerseys when you guys are playing sports. The same thing why the cheetah has those spots. But the only true stripe that they actually have are the mallard stripes that actually run from their eyes to their mouth. And that actually helps with the glare of the sun. Just like how athletes put black eyeliner under them to help with the glare, that is the same reason why cheetahs have that. Now, cheetahs are found in sub-Saharan Africa, majority on savannas or grasslands, but they can also be found in scrublands and even deserts as well. And they do prey on small antelopes and gazelles. That's their primary prey. And cheetahs, just like Sonura right now, they are considered solitary animals, but sometimes males will actually form little groups called coalitions with brothers from the same litter. So females like to be by themselves, males can be by themselves as well, but it just kind of depends, but they're primarily solitary animals. Now, there are a lot of threats that actually reason why cheetahs are declining. There's only about 7,000 left in the wild. One of the major threats right now is human-wildlife conflict. So as human expansion increases, we're moving in on cheetah lands essentially, and we are coming in closer contact with them, especially with farmers and ranchers moving out in the country and seeing them with livestock. And even though the cheetah may not actually prey on the livestock, but a lot of times the ranchers or farmers will actually retaliate and think the cheetah actually killed their livestock, even though it might have been like a lion or a leopard the night before actually preyed on it. But the farmers and ranchers will actually retaliate and actually put down the cheetah. So one really cool conservation action that's being in place right now is the fact that these large dogs called Anatolian Shepherds are placed with farmers to protect their livestock, part of the livestock guarding dog program. And these Anatolian Shepherds are given to farmers and ranchers at a young age and grow up with the livestock to protect the livestock essentially. Because all that Anatolian Shepherd has to do is make a really loud bark and the cheetah will run off. Cheetahs are more of a flight responsive animal than a fight animal. So that bark, they think it's a much larger animal and predator, and they'll back off, which is really helping cheetah numbers out there in the wild as well. But there's a couple other threats that also why the cheetahs are declining. One of the newer threats that has come about with cheetahs is the exotic pet trade and even the illegal wildlife trade. So cheetah parts, but also selling cheetah cubs as pets. That is a newer threat, especially in Somalia. But also the major one, other than the human-wildlife conflict, is just habitat loss as well, too. So here at Wildlife Safari, we are doing our part. We participate in what's called a Species Survival Plan, or SSP program. We're actually the most successful breeding program of cheetahs here in the country. We're the second in the world. The first, which is in Africa, which is where you want it to be. After all, cheetahs are found in Africa. And it is a animal management tool and a breeding program that helps maintain genetic diversity and also help with being able to have a sustainable population here in captivity as well. It almost acts like an insurance plan. So if the cheetahs out in the wild disappear, we have a backup population as well. But it still takes many, many generations to have the idea of actually reintroducing them. But we're a backup for their wild cousins. I hope you guys, thank you for your time and consideration today. I look forward to hearing from you guys in the near future. Thanks for listening to my talk today.